Hey everyone, welcome back to Cody Tarot. I'm your tarot reader, Cody. So for today's reading, this is another celebrity edition of Cody Tarot. If you're new to my channel or you're just clicking on this video for the first time, I do some celebrity readings where I predict celebrity relationships, and I also do some other things. Today we're not going to be predicting any relationships, but we are going to be doing who is Timothee Chalamet's future life partner, or who is he going to end up with, or who is going to be the love of his life. What is their relationship going to be like? What are the dynamics of that relationship? And really get into all the details about who he ends up falling in love with. So let's get started. Let's get started with the reading. Okay, to start off this reading, I'm going to be pulling some cards. We'll pull a card to represent Timothy, and then we will pull a card to represent his partner. Wow, we have two cards that came up already. Wow, it's so amazing. I can definitely already tell that Timothee Chalamet is being represented by the dolphin card. And so his partner would definitely be the crow person. I'm going to pull a love story oracle card next. We have two cards coming out. Wow, cards really want to come out for this reading, so this is obviously an important message. We have maturity and support are the two cards we are getting for this reading. I'm going to pull some tarot cards next, and also I want to have the Whispers of Love oracle cards I also want to pull for this reading as well. Just so you guys know, if you're new to my channel and you want to just get to the meat and bones of the reading, you can skip ahead to where the cards are all laid out on the table. I'll put a timestamp, actually, for where the reading begins if you want to skip the shuffling part of the reading. Okay. Okay, let's get some tarot cards out for this connection. I feel like pulling, if I can fit this all here, I'm going to pull one more card for each of them, actually. I think I have enough space on the table to do Whispers of Love cards as well. So let's pull these Whispers of Love cards. We have the two cards right there. Okay, let's flip over all the cards and see what we got for this reading. So on Timothy's side, for the Whispers of Love cards, we have the heart of the matter. There's more going on than meets the eye. Interesting. And for future partner, we have forgiveness. Nothing is gained by holding on to past disappointments. And for the cards, we have the Hangman. We have the Two of Pentacles. We have the Nine of Swords. We have Death and Rebirth. Wow. We have the Six of Cups reversed and the Five of Cups reversed for his partner. Okay, I'm already seeing a few things just looking over the reading, but I'm going to get into it and start reading, and I think more messages will come to me as I read. Let's get into the card that came out first for the most part for this reading. We have Timothee Chalamet represented by the dolphin, right? Dolphins are some of the most fun-loving, intelligent creatures in the animal kingdom, right? They're probably the happiest or most playful creatures, but at the same time, the most intelligent, or some of the most intelligent animals there are. So as far as dolphins go, we see kind of like this playful, extroverted exterior, but at the same time, underneath, there's like this deep intelligence, right? We also have him represented over here by a water symbol and his partner represented over here by an air symbol. So I definitely see he might end up with someone who is a little bit more free-spirited than him in a sense. They have more of a unattached attitude when it comes to relationships. I'm getting very much like Gemini, kind of even like Aquarius vibes or something like that. But I also see this person that he's going to end up with is the person that's going to end up being the love of his life with the Crow card here. They're a very spiritual person, and they're very, with maturity here, I feel like they might be a little bit older than him in a sense, or they might have this aspect where older might be the wrong word to describe it. I feel like this person is a little bit more serious than he is, if that makes sense. Like it's more of a serious-minded person, or someone who's a little bit more spiritual and a little more serious, or a little more, the best way to put it is focused. This person likes their freedom that he's with, but they're also a very focused person. They have that kind of look in their eyes that makes them kind of seem like they're on a mission, or they're here to accomplish something, or something like that. One thing that I'm seeing within their connection with the maturity and the support card here, I feel like this person brings out the more mature side of Timothy, in the sense that Timothy still has like his playful roots, right? With this dolphin card, we definitely see that in the relationship, that he's represented by this energy, even in the relationship. But with the maturity card here, there is this element of added maturity, that he kind of has this ability to grow and mature in the connection. We see more growth here in the Six of Cups in reverse, represented with this time, with this card, with this kid, with this puppy growing all the way into this man with his dog right here. We see this sense of time in the connection. And so with maturity here, I feel like Timothy grows the most in this relationship. And to be honest, I feel like that's the thing in this relationship that creates his strongest feelings for this other person, is the fact that he's grown so much with them. This could be because of them or alongside them, but whatever the case is, while he's with this person, he grows and changes dramatically. So if this person comes into his life and you're looking, when he meets this person, you'll notice that Timothy starts to change, or his personality changes a lot, or he grows and develops. He gains more layers onto himself while he's in this connection. He kind of is learning a lot in this connection, and his personality is like shifting and changing. We also have kind of this element of change here. We have, on one hand, we have this plant, and the plant is bright and open and then closed at this end. So it's almost not the sense that he's changing his personality, but it's the fact that he's kind of opening and closing different parts of himself at different times. And that kind of creates the illusion that he's growing and maturing, if that makes sense. And in reality, he is. That's just the method that he goes to achieve it. Now with the support card over here, we have like such strong supportive energy from this person. And I definitely think that Timothy, what he brings out in his partner is the ability to support and be there for someone else, if that makes sense. I feel like this free-spirited person is not used to being responsible for anyone, or used to being like in a relationship where they have to like deal with kind of providing like comfort, support, or connection with another person. This person probably doesn't have a lot of experience in love, is what I'm seeing with this Crow person. And so with the support card here, I am saying that there is such a bond between them. And this person, one of the reasons why they love Timothy is because they feel that strong support, or that strong unity. I feel like Timothy provides a lot of care, support, and consideration for his partner, and the partner provides more care and consideration towards Timothy. One thing that I'm seeing with this Crow person and this forgiveness card, nothing is gained by holding on to past disappointments. I feel like one thing that makes this Crow person so, how do I put this, freedom loving, is because they have a hurt or a wound from the past that they haven't forgiven. They haven't forgiven a person from the past for causing them this hurt or this pain. I'm seeing this again here with the Five of Cups, where they're almost not processing the negative emotions. They're not dealing with it. And I think one of the things that Timothy helps them deal with is they help them like work through those emotions in order to process that pain and seek forgiveness, not necessarily like, it doesn't have to be like an actual the real world forgiveness, but seeks that sense of like mentality. Like this person, the Crow person's going to get that mentality to be able to forgive that person from their past for hurting them and kind of move on from that. I do see there's kind of like this cathartic healing thing that happens initially in the beginning stages of the connection. With the heart of the matter, I see that this is kind of being taken quite literally, where Timothy's getting to the heart of the matter of his partner's emotions. And it's interesting because we have him represented by this intuitive, watery element, right? So we see that he's more in touch with Timothy is more in touch with the feelings of the connection and the emotional stuff going on in the connection, where the crow person's a little bit more detached. It says there is more going on than meets the eye, which is quite interesting. I feel like, especially this card coming out in a tarot reading, right? Makes me think that there's more than we can even see or perceive with our naked eye. So some of the stuff I might be saying might be stuff that you could pick up if you look really closely at them as a couple. But for the most part, it looks like they keep a lot of the stuff that they're dealing with under wraps. There might be some confusing things in the public eye, like some news coming out about them that contradicts other news about them, and there's just more going on than meets the eye. Part of this, too, is the maturity card, where Timothy is opening and closing himself at particular points within this connection, and it shows that it's like, it's going to appear like he's growing up, and he is growing up, but there is a sense of revealing and revealing things and hiding things at the same time about this connection. So you might find that in the public eye with these two, they might actually have periods of time where they want to be really public and in the public eye, but then at other times they want to be really hidden. So you're going to notice this big back and forth between both of them. So for example, there might be like a month or two where they're like attending every party or every event or they're in every interview or something like that. And then there's another month or two where they go hidden and they go quiet and they go away from the public eye or from cameras and stuff like that. And you might only get like certain, pictures of them or something like those candid ones that photographers take or paparazzi take of them, where it's like, they didn't really want their picture taken. I see something along those lines. With the Hangman here, I do see this element in the beginning of this connection where this is kind of, the tarot cards are kind of indicating their relationship progression. I do see when they're getting into a relationship at first. I see Timothy with the Hangman right here. He's more focused on learning and studying and also taking a pause or a break in his daily life. This could be from relationships or from intimacy, but there is this sense of being paused or waiting for the right opportunity, or being in a hesitant state, or this state of like waiting and almost like a lion or a tiger that's ready to pounce on its prey, but like waiting in suspension, is kind of what we see from this woman here in this card. This is a person who is kind of just seeing things from a different perspective because they're taking that time out. And I think that he's doing that right now, or at least in the beginning of the connection. This could be right now as well. That he's taking a time out from relationships or just looking at things from a different perspective. I feel like this is someone who deeply analyzes relationships and love connections and what it means to be in love. And I definitely think that even though there's this playful dolphin exterior, there is that deep intuition that we see with Timothy as well. I don't know his birth chart, to be honest. I know he's a Capricorn, but there might be some like water elements, or there might be some 4th house, 8th house, 12th house placements or something like that that kind of create a more intuitive side to him. Because I'm definitely seeing that there's this sense of taking some time out to gather yourself or gather your sense of perspective. And I definitely see during this time out, this person comes along and it kind of is a surprise in a sense. With the crow person or his partner, with the 5 of Cups here, they're not processing their feelings. They're going through life. They're kind of feeling hurt and they're not processing their feelings, but they kind of run into Timothy. And I think that's part of the thing that gets them like activated, is that Timothy helps this person like process certain things in their past or certain wounds in their past. I am seeing that this crow person could be a little bit wounded or have some kind of wound. With the forgiveness card, this is probably something they need to forgive someone in their life or practice forgiveness in their life. And so one thing that I see Timothy provides this person is that sense of forgiveness of like, okay, you can forgive this person and let that, go, or you can let that wound go, or you can let it be free, free from yourself so you're not burdened anymore. It's interesting because I see there's like an element of freedom with this person, like completely. Like, for example, they act free and aloof because they had this pain in their past. So they act kind of like distant from others, or like they don't want to be tied down because of this pain. But as soon as this connection happens and they're processing this pain, I'm definitely seeing that like this person becomes more committed and gets more attached to Timothy, basically, because Timothy's helping him process that pain. And also with dolphins, they're very free-spirited as well. They're very playful. And so I definitely see where this kind of connection can work. I am sensing that even though these two love each other deeply, there is a sense of tension here with the air and the water element. These elements are traditionally not that compatible in astrology. And so I'm definitely seeing that there is this little bit of tension in their connection. Now, this can provide a solid, good amount of sexual tension as well. So they might actually, this Timothy and his partner might have a good sex life. But with Two of Pentacles and Six of Cups, I do see a little bit of trouble in the intermediate part of their relationship. With the Two of Pentacles, I do see Timothy getting very, very busy, very, very active in his career, to the point where he's kind of constantly has things going on, constantly has projects, constantly has activities, constantly is working in the public eye. This is a sign that is just showing that his career is going to continue to take off. He's going to stay busy. He's going to keep getting busier. You know, those celebrities that kind of fizzle out, I feel like he's really going to stay in the public eye for a while. At least that's what this card's indicating to me. I do see his partner with the Six of Cups here. There is a secret hope or fear of wanting longevity with Timothy, but because this is in reverse, I feel like there's a sense that it's just this feeling of not knowing what the future is going to bring and kind of trying to take the present moment as it comes, but at the same time, really secretly hoping for a really long-term connection with Timothy. But I see it's interesting. I feel like Timothy during this relationship is so disassociated from the connection in the middle of the connection. It's like they have that initial spark that they truly loved each other. But I definitely see that there is this process in the middle, or kind of as they're kind of getting to know each other, with the Two of Pentacles and the Six of Cups, where Timothy's very busy in his life, and this person is actually just hoping for more connection, or hoping for a longer term connection. So they could be very much in love at this time. It's just that Timothy does have a very busy or active lifestyle that they're kind of reconciling with, basically. Now we have the Nine of Swords and the Death and Rebirth card. The 9 is making me think, because of the ascension in tarot to the final numbers, to the 9 and the 10, and the Death and Rebirth card is making me think that their connection could be very long term. If it's not, it's one of those situations where it's going to be a major difficulty for Timothy. For the sense with the Nine of Swords here, I am saying there's kind of a little bit of anxiety, a little bit of heartbreak, a little bit of sleepless nights when this relationship ends. I feel it's one of those situations where Timothy might not realize he was in love until after the breakup, if that makes sense. There's kind of that vibe going on. And also with the Crow person over here with Death and Rebirth, I see that this Crow person goes through a major transformation. It's interesting because entirely while they're together with this maturity card, Timothy's growing and maturing and becoming a different person and learning how to reveal certain parts of himself while closing other parts off, and then reveal the other part of himself while closing the other part off. You know, and he's going back and forth trying to figure out all these components to his personality. Meanwhile, very, very busy and active in his lifestyle. I feel like this Crow person towards the end of the connection, there's either two possibilities for this. The Crow person, either they grow old together and the Crow person passes away first and Timothy's heartbroken by it. I mean, this is the possibility if they're like very old, like in their 80s or old age death times, you know? Or the other possibility is that this person goes through a major transformation, major beginning and ending shift in their life, and it leaves them where they don't want to be with Timothy anymore. Either way, there is a grieving process for Timothy. It's like he's the one kind of getting hurt in this connection. And that makes me sad, because with this Dolphin card, I mean, he's just such a playful, happy person. At least that's how it seems to me. You know, especially with this Dolphin card. I mean, he has that like positive energy that just is kind of like effervescent and kind of expands outward. I'm seeing the expansion too with these circular rings around the dolphin. It's kind of like sonar. It's kind of like a beacon to others that's like, I'm a happy person, or I'm playful, or I'm intelligent. You know, it's like this beacon. But I definitely see there is this struggle right here with the Nine of Swords when their connection ends. Yeah, one thing that I'm seeing for their major love energies, which I pulled these cards, and I kind of read them as the beginning stage of their connection, but these are factors that play out through their entire connection. I feel like with forgiveness, nothing is gained by holding on to past disappointments. One thing, and it's mainly focused on how Timothy is affecting his partner, basically. I know how Timothy's partner is affecting him is through this maturity. He's making Timothy become a more mature person, a more sense of having a more adult persona. But with Timothy, it says the heart of the matter, there's more going on than meets the eye, and we have this forgiveness card over here. The one thing Timothy is good at doing is kind of figuring out the hidden workings of his partner and kind of like the depths of what's going on inside them. That's where the dolphin side, the intelligent side of the dolphin, comes out pretty strongly, I guess is the best way to put it. So there's more to this connection than meets the eye. And that's one thing that I'm seeing. Their relationship is like the parts that are like where they're working on themselves and they're kind of building that bond between them, that part's going to be private, if that makes sense. I definitely see that. And Timothy helps this person forgive past hurts and even does so in his regular life. I feel like this person kind of could hold grudges or kind of hold little bits of grudges against other people or something like that. And Timothy's kind of constantly like digging into this person's heart or into their soul and kind of showing them that like, you know, you can forgive this person, or you can tell this person like, you know, they don't have an effect on you anymore if you just forgive them. There's kind of this idea of like letting the hurts pass away and in that way learning to heal from them. Let me get my astro dice. I want to pull some astro dice for some possibilities for this person's placements in their astrology chart, just to have that out here. So let me get those real quick. Okay, so I have my astro dice right here. We're going to pull some cards for placements of Timothy's partner, future partner, to see what are some possibilities for his placements or what areas of his chart are going to have the most effect on their connection. We have the 11th house, Saturn, and Virgo. This is really interesting because Timothy is a Capricorn, so Virgos and Capricorns typically are pretty compatible on a pretty superficial level. So I definitely see that, and that makes sense with the air sign and the Mercury, Virgo being ruled by Mercury. But I definitely see the 11th house, Saturn, and Virgo being influences in their connection. This crow person might have Saturn in the 11th house, which is pretty interesting. It could also be that they have Virgo in the 11th house, or 11th house is ruled by Virgo in this case. I'm going to pull one more to see if I get any messages. This roll will be for like little messages or divinatory messages, might not actually be placements. Let's see. We have Libra, Jupiter, and the 5th house. Yeah, I definitely see that one thing they're going to really experience together is their creativity and their exploration on the sexual side of life and the creative side of life and their performative side of life. I feel like they really expand in this partnership. This is a partnership that could be with a fellow performer or a fellow actor or someone else who's in the entertainment industry or something like that. Someone who could also be a performer of some kind. With Libra here, I see that their partnership is more so about that creativity. So they might actually have a very strong sexual connection. And at the same time, with the Jupiter card here, I see that they kind of expand their career opportunities. It makes sense why Timothy's going to be so busy, you know, with this 2 of Pentacles card, because I feel like their career opportunities are going to be, or Timothy's career opportunities are going to be really, really expanding while he's with this person or in the process of being with this person. There's really just a lot. The big key word for Timothy in this connection is growth. I think growth is the key point for why he loves this connection so much, because he will always remember this connection as a connection where he grew the most in his life. It's one of those things where it's like, he was having lots of opportunities. He was getting more mature. There was a lot of growth happening. And I feel for Timothy that growth is really important, or an experience that is he values in life, basically. Yeah, so that's a little bit about Timothee Chalamet and his future life partner. We're focused on him being the love of his life, or whoever the love of his life is going to be. So whomever that may be. And I'm going to end the reading there. I really enjoyed reading for this connection today. And thank you guys for having me or letting me read for you or share this reading with you. I have on my channel other pick-a-cards that are more tailored to you specifically. You choose a pile, and then after you choose a pile, we give you a specific reading tailored to your life. So we do a lot of those on this channel. I rarely do celebrity readings, but I like to do them every once in a while because I find them very fun and entertaining. But yeah, if you are looking forward to more, please join the channel. Please subscribe. Please like or comment if you feel like doing that. And with that said, I'm going to end the reading there. I will see you guys in the next pick a card or in a future video. Goodbye. See you later.